You're doing
Maybe
good, Jay.
I'm getting excited to get on Ozempic.
Yeah, maybe.
Now that I'm telling everyone that, you know what, dropping 80 pounds.
That's the goal?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll look like Sharon Osbourne.
I thought you were going to say Cher. She's
Thanks. Cher, Jesus. Wow.
Cher's hot, man.
You know what? She is. Cher is a very good-looking lady.
She is.
You know what? You know what else is really awesome and exciting is our guest tonight. And as everyone,
that's quite the segue, Jay.
Did you like that? I thought my segue this afternoon was much better. Anyways, thanks again. It's gonna be a great evening. We got a great show, everyone. Welcome to the Late Night Restaurant Show. You're watching this on stream. Well, all the other channels. I don't know what it is. Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube,
TikTok.
You know what? I haven't used TikTok in a while because I do our gems up there. Like, honestly, you should be careful because you're trending on TikTok a lot of the times. Do you know that? Do you see yourself ever?
I see myself a lot, but it's usually in the dark in the mirror. I keep the lights off when I do it.
Do you see yourself in TikTok? Honestly,
yeah, I see myself in TikTok.
You're on there all the time. Do all the gems up there. So to everyone else that doesn't watch or listen to our shows, you suck. But if you want to watch it on TikTok. Oh, you know what? Matt joined us yesterday. You missed Matt because you were milking goats.
I did.
Matt was on the show last night. Matt just said, Is this a podcast? No, it's not, Matt. It's not a podcast. And to everyone else, it's not a podcast. And we have a great guest tonight. We're going to talk a little AI again.
Yeah. It's the hot topic.
Are you getting more comfortable with AI? Are you?
Me personally? Yeah, I'm comfortable with it.
No, the other guy.
I'm afraid of it, but I think out to the world.
AI guy we have on the show. No, you.
Me personally? I'm comfortable and I'm afraid at the same time.
Wait, it's going to start doing your dishes?
No, wouldn't that be awesome?
Maybe that's the problem. Stay out of restaurants. Work on my kitchen upstairs.
No, I like going to restaurants.
Do my laundry. Get my AI to do my lawn.
No, our next guest is going to tell them why we need them in our kitchens. We need it in our kitchens.
Well, you know what? That's a great segue back. So,
yeah, bring you back on track here, Jay. The world of the Jetsons is coming for sure. I think it's going to happen to us. We're going to see it in our lifetime for darn sure. It's here. It is. And scary. You know what? I think the fear comes from we don't know, the unknown, quote unquote, right? That's the fear. No, we shouldn't be scared, but I think we need to be cautious. Not in deploying it in our restaurant industry, in other places. Like, you already see mistakes happening in other places, but analyzing data and using it for suggestions and for menus like you've done yourself, and for recipe suggestions, and for trying to predict trends, and just data analysis, we need to deploy it quicker rather than.
I'm going to say last thing before we do the intro. I totally interrupted you, but is that we have to do it for medical as well, for health.
There you go.
That's where we got to play. It's going to play in that field. Worry about this other stuff later, freaking this out. But let's talk to our guest about this. And
cool.
Everyone else, before we do our intro, it's not a podcast. I don't think it's a podcast. Matt, I think you're on there doing a little chitty chatty poo on LinkedIn about, is this a podcast? It's not a podcast. I'm trying to make it a podcast here.
Yeah. Might be where the podcasts are, right? It might be at those same places, but.
And we have our swag, not a podcast swag store. Well, Swag Suck store is going to open up again this probably Friday.
Yeah.
I was going to try it today, but I'm too tired. My mouth doesn't work. It's going to be a great. It's going to be a great show. If my face slowly droops on this side, 911.
911. Yeah, okay.
I should put that across the bottom on the banner. If you think Jay's having a stroke, call 911. All right, let's do the intro. Here we go. As I keel over. Here we go. Be right back. There we go. Welcome everyone back to Late Night Restaurant Show, not a podcast. Jordan Silverman, Starfish, welcome.
Welcome, Jordan.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Before we start, have you guys watched The Bear season 3 yet? Because
I have not. I haven't started it. No.
Oh, but we kind of do podcasts every night. So.
The reason I'm asking is because the trailer could basically be an episode of The Bear this season.
Serious?
It's just Instagram reel clicks. That's all The Bear is this season. There's literally an entire episode that my wife turned to me and said, I feel like I'm just watching Instagram reels.
Well, wow. So you're saying we're close to that.
Winning. Yes, exactly.
But yeah, that's cool. We've had this for months. So we might have to sue Disney for stealing your idea, Jay.
Oh, yeah, trust me. There's a lineup for that. Anyways,
yeah, Disney. Well, it would be, we'd get they tie us up in court, but I think it's worth it.
I actually hung out with the Disney chef in Chicago. Yeah. He's normal, just by the way.
Yeah, he might not want to talk to you next year. So no, we're not suing Disney.
No, we're not. Exactly. Should have had him on the show. Anyways, Jordan, enough about us. What the heck is Starfish? It's not in my aquarium.
Yeah.
But there's a starfish on SpongeBob SquarePants. There's a starfish. Just
what's his name?
It's not that, right?
What's his name?
Patrick.
It's Patrick. How do you know that?
I've watched enough. I watch a lot of SpongeBob, Jay.
He pulls up a tattoo in his arm.
The best episode is with the health inspector.
Sorry, Jordan. It's going to be a long show, just FYI.
No, it's going to be fun, Jordan.
Anyways.
It's a cool name. It's a cool company name. Tell us about Starfish.
I appreciate it. I've been listening to enough not podcasts of yours to know kind of the overall vibe, so I'm here to expect and I'm here to have fun. Order myself a drink. I'm ready to rock.
Dominic's half celebrity right now. So watch out. Have you been to the Stampede, Domenic? Because you can't go down there.
What do you mean I can't go down there? What the fuck?
Well, because you'll be swamped. You'll be like pictures, everything. You're kind of like Mama Stanley for podcasts.
No, I go incognito. I put my coveralls on and my mud boots.
You must go crazy as a health inspector. Anyway, sorry. Jordan, over to you. Tell us more about Starfish. Domenic, be quiet.
I've been in restaurant tech for the last 8-9 years in back of house. Starfish is a little less than a year old, so 10 months old. What we do is we integrate into accounting systems, QuickBooks, Xero, Restaurant 365, etc. And then we automatically read the P&L and do two things. Number one, built a BI tool, so business intelligence tool for locations and customers. And then number two, we use AI to generate tasks, and those tasks get automatically emailed out to our customers on a weekly basis, showing them step by step how to lower their costs, how to increase sales. We find errors, data entry issues, missed transactions, all of that as
Wow.
well.
Like, wow.
That's cool.
Oh, here we go. Here's the eyes to the ceiling.
Sorry. Well, I guess my immediate question is, you're only 10 months. Is this only for like really, really big businesses that have this deployed? Like, is it who qualifies to have AI look at their stuff?
Yeah. So right now we're working with like true like small and medium sized restaurant chains. So our smallest is 1, our biggest is 50, and that's really our focus. So,
but that's really good because that's the majority of the restaurants, isn't it?
Correct. Like what we're trying to focus is like, maybe you have a CFO, maybe you have a controller, you probably have a director of operations though, and neither of those, right? And we can be like your AI controller, and we can be the ones that are looking at your books on a daily basis, looking at the books daily, right? It's the system that does it to make sure that you don't miss anything and to make sure that everything's active. Cool.
So it's not cost prohibitive then, because I'm a single standalone restaurant. I can deploy it.
If you're a single standalone restaurant, it's $100 per month for you. And
that's cheap.
So far, what we've been doing for our customers is within the first like 2 to 3 weeks, we're usually able to save them a couple $1,000s, which
so their first year is paid
annual,
for.
Exactly.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, eh?
Yeah. And
this is why we need tech. We need tech to help, because what single standalone restaurant's going to go hire a CFO, or just let alone somebody to go look at their books to get that detail out, right? Nobody does. Yeah. Are people not looking at their books enough, or they look too much? Maybe I don't know. What is it? I know a lot would not have a P&L. They might not even have one, right? What happens? They're not using their POS system to generate it, or QuickBooks or whatever.
If you're still managing your business in Excel and you don't have an accounting system, like you're probably a little bit too early for Starfish, right? Like you need to be making enough revenue that looking at your costs matters. And you need to have some sort of accounting system in place. But like Domenic, we hear that all the time from our customers of like, I'm scared to log into QuickBooks to see what it says.
Oh. But that's why they should be in it, right? Isn't that why they should be in it? If they're afraid, they need to at least buy a year's worth and say, for $1,200. Yeah, for $1,200, they're going to spend that in 1 or 2 visits to an accountant. By the way,
easily,
right? It's crazy how we would spend that money on somebody who probably doesn't necessarily even know restaurants, never mind, the accounting, right?
They typically
exactly. But we wouldn't spend it on a system that's going to look at our books every day.
Using super intelligence.
And listen, you still need a good bookkeeper, right? Like,
you don't need a
CPA, you don't need a controller, but you still need a good bookkeeper. Because I had to turn down a client last month. Would have been our biggest client, 80 locations. And I had to turn them down because they're still working on their 2023 books.
Mm.
I had a very honest conversation with them. I was just like, listen, I want to work together. I know we can help you, but you're still working on 2023. There's just nothing, we can't help with that. That's way too far in the past. We're trying to be your proactive solution. Our ideal setup is you have a weekly or bi-weekly P&L meeting. Instead of you going through line by line in that weekly P&L meeting, we can tell you with tasks where to focus in that P&L meeting, what to look at, and what to do to drive cost savings. That's our ideal situation. That's where we're seeing the most success.
Wow.
Not daily, but weekly.
Well, unless maybe it's a really big operation, I don't think people would dedicate daily time to it anyway, would they?
No, so that's been the really interesting, and transparently, it's been a little bit of an ego hit to me, but it's become important where the company I used to work at was an inventory software. Setting up an inventory software is freaking hard. It is so time consuming and it is hard. Starfish, it takes between 10 minutes and 30 minutes to set up. And ideally, you're logging in once or twice a week. That's it. We're really building a software that's easy to use. We want to push to you, right? Like when we first started Starfish, the idea was, let's build a BI tool for restaurants, because most are just using Excel or Power BI at the big. But really what we found is like restaurants don't want more reporting. They have a lot of reporting they already don't know what to do with.
They're probably not using it.
They want to be told where to look in their reporting and what to do with their existing reporting. It's like that's really what we're trying to focus on, is less about building another reporting tool and more about there's a reporting tool, yes, but we're really trying to show you where to look within your numbers, where to look within your books so you can actually improve.
And what makes your suggestions so special? Why are your suggestions going to work over maybe my district manager's suggestions, or is the district manager or the operations manager they're looking at your stuff anyway and they're coming up with like, how does your AI say, oh, go look at this cost because this is out of line?
Yeah. First thing I'll say is like, I don't think the suggestions are going to be better than your district manager or operations manager like doing this manually. But my argument would be like, if they're the same, why would you have your district manager and operations manager do it in the first place?
Exactly. So we've got some massive time savings,
and we can save them tremendous amount of time. So like, what
then they can focus on operations. Yeah.
Domenic, Jordan, can I show Domenic? I don't typically do this. I feel special. I want to show Domenic my other screen here while we're up here. This is really cool stuff. So let me put it up here. Let me figure this out while Domenic stares at the ceiling again. I love it. I miss the look at the ceiling thoughts with Domenic. You always do that. You're like, yeah, okay. Got something on your
You gotta zoom in there, Jake. Zoom in if you can.
Sorry, I know we're getting older. So look at this.
Yeah, and that like task list on the right, Domenic, that's like been our major focus. Is the reporting is there as backup, where we're telling you what to do and where to look, and the reporting is just there to kind of supplement those tasks. And tasks are around everything from like food costs to labor to rent to utilities. Every category in the P&L is what we're looking at. I think right now about 80% of what we do is around costs, 20% around revenue. But as we grow, we want to get that to 50/50.
Cool.
Isn't that wild? Wild?
It's awesome.
Do you find now, Jordan, do you find a lot of our operators will get maybe the folks that are using you already so used to this that they're going to stop losing those skills of finding out, that they're just going to keep, not saying that's a bad thing, but you know how we rely on our phone nowadays, or you go to Google if you want to find an answer. Are we in the operations of our industry sooner or later going to have to live off a task list like this, generated by AI?
I don't know. But I remember like when I was working in the restaurant industry, like I used to know what every single thing on the menu cost. But now most don't, because it's in the POS, right? So I would almost argue like it's similar to that, where it's like you can focus your time and effort on the guests and less time on the actual like back end, knowing that we're there to support you. That'd be my ideal situation.
And that's I think to what you said earlier, like you still need a good bookkeeper, you still need a good input of the data that's going in. Right. And if that's good, I think Jay, I think you still need to know how to get that information and to put it in, but it really would allow you to focus on execution of the menu, skills of making those dishes, like customer service, guest service, like all the things that are missing right now. Everything's part. The focus really has to be on the food and the guests. We need AI, and we need tech and that intelligence and technology, even for the cooking part of it. We've had people on with equipment. By deploying, smart equipment, we can save money, we can save time, we can enhance other things. This is part of that, 100%, man.
I agree, and I want reality to fly in here as well a little bit. Is that A lot of operators are off-site operators as well. They're sitting on a beach somewhere in Mexico, getting this information. Because I'm assuming it goes to their mobile device, Jordan.
Correct.
Yeah. So I'm sitting on a beach going, boys, right? Like I know how many operators that take off to Mexico for a couple months and they run their restaurants are up here being ran by their managers or whoever. This is their eyes and ears using AI.
One of our clients has 10 locations, 5 corporate, 5 franchise. Before Starfish, he was spending like 5 days a month just on P&L analysis, because basically what he was doing, and you guys have seen this before, it was mostly with his franchisees. He would get a PDF from the franchisees, mark it up by hand, scan it back in, back and forth, right?
Wow.
We've cut that from 5 days to half a day. So we're not automating it, right? He's still doing some stuff, but we're able to streamline that so significantly. And like, Jay, that's my goal, is like, instead of you taking an hour, can you take 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah. And I think here's the thing, Dom, that I like about Starfish and what Jordan and them have built here is this is more of the closer of reality in the industry. Because the other programs, I'm not dissing the other ones we've had on the show, and we've had a ton, but a lot of them are, in theory, they work. But in reality, operators will always want to have their finger on something. And operators will always want to look at this only a few times a week, or they only do their inventories once a week. I have worked with thousands of restaurants, as you know, and if we want them to, I always, like, can you do your inventory every day? In theory, yes. Maybe the chains that I've worked with in all those places do it, but the mom and pops, forget it.
No, if they do it once a month in those places, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're doing once a month, once a week. You're winning if you see once a week. And like, I can only imagine how many I've sat with and going, let's do it daily. And they're like, yeah, sure. Forget about it. Right. So Jordan, you have built, I really believe, and why I like Starfish and what you're talking about. It's just really, to me, more of the reality of really what's happening out there.
Yeah, and I think if you went to an operator and said, or a manager or an owner, hey, I might be able to save you 75% of your time, or even 50% of it on analysis, that's awesome. It's really big.
What's been interesting is, like, for the chains, for the multi-locations, the time saving is like the major thing for them. For the smaller ones and twos, it's less about time and it's more about money. And like, I think you guys have probably seen this a lot, where it's like the smaller brands don't value their time in the same way. They are cheap or free labor, which is like the exact opposite of what you should be thinking as a small business. So for them, it's really about like, how do we save them money? And for the bigger ones, like you guys are saying, it's how do we save them time and money?
Well, because the time saving is going to be put into making more money, right? Like whoever it is, it's just, that's the reality of what happens. Is I can free up my district manager into working with that operator on customer service, on better menu execution, better operations, better training, better staff engagement, like all those things that get neglected because there's no time, right? Yep. Those, okay, hey, let's, Jay, our previous guest, let's work on the soft skills. Let's work on how do we enhance the workplace for our employees, right? And if I save 2 hours on P&L analysis once a week, imagine if we put that to training in anything in your restaurant, 2 hours.
Or growth, right?
Well, I just think
real estate. Go look at your next location. Like, do something.
Well, that too, and I just think of everything. Too many operators sit around doing these things that waste so much time that they could be growing. Marketing. I just think the marketing, Domenic. I just think if you gave me 2 hours more on social and marketing, it'd be worth it, right there.
I live in an apartment building down here in Florida, and I'd say like 2 or 3 times a week we have food trucks come to the apartment building, and how food trucks works. Like 75% of the time they're really busy, and 25% of the time no one's there. And like, I can always tell which ones do well based on what the employees are doing in that 25% of downtime, right? Are they sitting on their phone scrolling Instagram, or are they actually like trying to go drum up business and offer samples and do those kinds of things? So it's all about what you do with that free time.
Yeah, 100%. And that's in anything. That's in any industry, in any job, any profession. And I'm guilty of it. I can find time to fuck around on stupid shit all the time.
Do not say podcasts. Not that we are one, but just making sure you're not killing our show.
No, not on this. Yeah. No, but I mean just on anything, right? When you're focused and I think that's the cool thing about what you're doing is you're pointing to what we should be focusing on. Because I think the modern, the new POS systems, the new accounting systems, the new sort of back of house systems, all these things, the inventory systems, there's just so much data. So much, right? That we don't know what the hell to look at. Is that true though?
Like, no, but it is. Well, I know, but here
we're getting information overload. We do.
Didn't they used to call that like analysis by paralysis or paralysis by analysis?
Paralysis by analysis, yes.
Right? I knew I'd get fucked it up. But and you say so it doesn't help. But that's what it is, right? Like, we can analyze this until we're blue in the face, but at the end of the day, man, I tell you right now, operators, it's all behavioral change. It's changing behaviors. I have told thousands of restaurateurs and chefs, what if you do this? What if you did that? And then the next year I see them and like, so how did it go? And they're like, no, we didn't get to that. We didn't get to that. Sorry. Yeah,
that's a hard change. Do I get to pick my focus areas in your platform, or do you pick them for me? Is there some customization there?
We can do both. So what we found is like for the smaller restaurants, they really want us just to tell them, right? For the bigger chains, and then we also work directly with a fair amount of restaurant bookkeepers as well. They want us to like pinpoint different things. So we have we have a couple of restaurant bookkeepers, and one of them, for example, he really wants to focus this month on utilities because he has all of his customers in a geographic region, and he's looking for us to basically benchmark and then compare all of his different locations and customers side by side for utility spending. So he's never been able to do that before because he's got 20 QuickBooks accounts, 10 Xero accounts, 10 other, right? Well, Starfish, you can integrate everything into one account, and then we can just start benchmarking and analyzing trends month over month, year over year, everything like that, and see where the outliers are.
Cool.
Incredible. So Jordan, what's your next move? Starfish, anything? Can you share with us anything you guys are working on in the?
Yeah. So I'll talk about short-term stuff, then I'll talk about long-term stuff. So
okay, let's go short.
Short-term stuff, better user permissions, period calendars, more reporting, right? So right now it's just P&L analysis. We'll be doing balance sheet, cash flow, all of that stuff as well.
Nice.
That's the short-term stuff. The big vision though for Starfish, and really what we're trying to build is like right now, let's say you have 5 locations. We can quickly identify and analyze which of those 5 locations have higher food costs, which have more waste. We can tell you which vendors are causing it, but we can't drill into like the items causing it, right? Because we're just on the accounting integration. Or if your labor's high, we can tell you what day, but we can't tell you what person or what shift. So our big vision here is not just the accounting integration, but can we integrate POS, inventory, labor, accounting? Again, yes, we're building a BI tool, but not for the sake of reporting, right? Just so we can have all of the data, running AI on top of it, because our big vision, our big goal is your food cost went up this week by 3%. It's higher than the other locations, higher year over year, something like that. Here's why, right? Today we can tell you what's happening, but we can't drill down to the item level of what's causing it. That's the big vision that we're working towards.
Cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. Domenic, get used to it, man.
Yeah. No, we need these tools. We need this innovation, we need it because
I think it's genius.
It's harder and harder for operators. And I what I do really like about implementing tech, really in any industry, it's not eliminating a position. It's allowing you to do other stuff with that time. It's allowing you to do the training. It's allowing you to do whatever it is. It's allowing you to do it. It's freeing that up. It's also saving you money, right? Because you're going to find, you're going to improve your food costs, whatever you identify through that analysis. And as we deploy that, I think it makes the industry stronger. It makes our businesses stronger in any business. Never mind in the food service business. It would work in our business, right? If we did a deep dive analysis on what we waste money on, or what, where our costs are, and everything, it would allow us to deploy those resources to better improve not only our business, but our employees, their lives. I don't want to give it to a utility company. It's the last place I want to give it to. No offense to the utility company people that are listening, but
I think it's cool. Well,
yeah,
Jordan,
very cool.
Awesome program. Thanks again for joining us. And I tell you, and we will go to userstarfish.com. See, Domenic, I did what you would do.
There you go. I was going to ask, but userstarfish.com?
Starfish.
Oh, use Starfish.
Yeah, I'd mess it up. There's a good chance.
You did. Let's ask. Why don't we ask?
Domain was a little bit too expensive for us.
Yeah, let's ask Jordan to tell us where to go.
Yeah. Jay had it. Use starfish.com.
There you go. It could be. No, never mind. I'm not going to start. I'm going to mess it up. You know what? It's been a long day. Long day. Are you hooking me? All right. Jordan, all the best. Thanks again.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thanks for having me, guys.
So
this
cool.
is awesome.
Take care.
Loving the Not podcast.
All right. Not a podcast.
Yeah, not a podcast.
There you go, Domenic. So all the people that are watching tonight, I am not doing well. I'm pulling, what is it? I'm pulling a Biden.
Don't compare yourself to Biden. Holy shit. That's not even close, man.
Oh, but his eyeball. Oh, I love him. He's great. Anyways, God love the United States and the politics down there. Very, very good stuff. It's good stuff.
It's awesome.
And ours is just as good too. So we love it.
Oh no, not the politics. I thought we were talking about Starfish. Yeah, I think the tech is awesome. Very cool.
Right. Oh, sorry. Aaron said it's user.starfish.com. Thanks, Aaron. I have it on here. I don't know why mine's going wrong, but anyways, so we had people correct it that are watching the show right now, Domenic.
Not user, it's use.starfish.com.
Okay. Well, everyone, just Google it. That's how we roll.
Will the link be in our newsletter?
So have you been noticing all the work while you're out there milking goats? All the work I've been putting into your stuff.
Yeah.
Same check is like everywhere. I've been putting
you're doing a good job, Jay.
We're reaching 120,000 people a month now.
Wow.
Put that in your pipe.
Awesome.
CBC.
Well, I don't know, but maybe the federal government can give you 1,000. I don't know, like $1 million.
Soon I'll be like CRTC will be after me or something, so be quiet. Anyways, we've got this is great. I love these. First of all, I love this. I love Jordan that put this together. It's simple. It's realistic. I have to say, the other programs out there, you're amazing. Don't get me wrong. This is the most realistic program I've seen on our show.
Well, I think I'm quite impressed by the deployment. Hey, we can get this running in half an hour.
Yeah.
Like what program ever is half an hour, but like, holy shit. So that's awesome.
We'll have to tell them to market it. It costs as much as 5 Starbucks Venti coffees a month.
But people might think 5 Venti coffees is too much. I wouldn't market it that way. I wouldn't do it that way.
Just so you know, we do have talks with the National Restaurant Association show again.
Save the cost of deployment in as little as 1 week, or in the first 15 minutes. From the sounds of it, right? Shit.
Yeah, like I wonder if they do like personal stuff. So, like,
Well,
I think that's coming. That's
it's already
it
here.
is, right? Exactly.
Sorry, people are texting. I do have Al. I call him Al. You've met him. Have you met him?
Mm-mm.
You've never met my AI, Al? Well, I'll show you one day.
Yeah.
Great show. We have another one tomorrow. I don't know if you can make it or not, if you're milking goats.
Yeah, I'll have to check with the farm.
Did you like your shirt we had made up for you?
I'll have to check with Billy.
Oh God. Anyways, wonder why we're the #1 restaurant podcast in the country when we can't even do a show without
Maybe it's the comedy. We should start ranking on comedy.
Maybe I should title it not business, but make it under comedy instead. This stupid camera, I got all these new cameras, and this camera keeps, like, if I do this, it goes in and out. Do you notice that?
Yeah, that's trying to autofocus on that stupid hat.
You want one. You can get these at Swag Sucks, just so you know.
Swagsucks.com?
Yeah, actually, I think it is Swag Sucks. There's that camera again. Swagsucks.com. I think
turn off autofocus. Let it have you in. I'm not focused.
The book is about this thick. Okay.
Google it. Ask Al.
Ask Al. I will.
Okay.
We have like people asking questions. Sorry, guys. Well, Jordan, you should make a secret landing page at users where the nice, where you get a podcast promo. Okay, cool. I like that, Aaron.
Yeah.
Oh, Dean asked what's your goat's name. See, I got people thinking.
Who asked?
Dean.
Dean?
We're having Dean on. Dean's coming on the show. Dean, I think we talked about July the 29th. Dean's coming on. Vet.
Dean LeBray. Dean who?
He's a vet.
Dean LeBray? Oh, man.
He's a vet, and he's got an incredible story. He told me at the NRA that you couldn't make it. I know it was your mom's birthday. But he was there. I got to meet him in person. The guy's a legend. Like legend.
Cool.
And I say that a lot, but this guy's truly a legend. He's incredible. His story. We're going to be able to tell us his potato story, which he'll hit your heart. And he's incredible. He's coming on the show on the 29th. We also have another show tomorrow night as well. And we also are loading. We're almost caught up with our podcasts that have been in the can.
Really?
We've got about 10 left now that we've ranked these up, but I got about 10 left. But anyways, Dom, great show.
Thanks, everybody. So cool.
See you tomorrow night.
Thanks to our guest, too, again, Starfish. Yeah, very, very cool stuff.
All right. Have a great evening, everyone.
Take care.
Jordan, don't go anywhere in the green room. We'll be with you in a second. Don't go anywhere either, Domenic.
Yeah.
Don't making a sandwich. Right back. Here we go.